told I gotta say something to my nephews before I get out of here. Okay, so for the fews, stop being so hard on yourself. For real. There's a lot of stuff that the patriarchy, right, like, tells us we gotta do as men, and a lot of that shit is bullshit. I don't know what your goals are necessarily, but I do know that whatever standard that you were told to set for yourself was probably unrealistic, and that leads to you either going through your whole life trying to be a superhero, which doesn't exist, or you realize that you're put to such an impossible standard that it doesn't really make sense to try. And in both situations, you end up a fuck nigga, basically. Like, you end up a fuck boy who either is so attached to their superhero identity that they neglect other very important parts of their life, or you don't even fucking try to be a solid person who is helpful to society in any way. You end up finding yourself with a bunch of bad habits that don't nobody want to deal with, right? And 9 times out of 10, you end up blaming other people and all sorts of stuff. So it's like the cycle of you not getting no help. You know what I mean? I think a lot of this stems from us being too hard on ourselves, right? We grow up with fucking James Bond movies and fucking like random ass shit, telling us that, you know, music, you know what I mean, movies, just general, you know, the way that people move out in the world, we get taught before we're even agents in it ourselves necessarily, that, like, you know, you gotta be rich and you gotta have, you know, some crazy insane skill and you need to blah blah blah, all this stuff. Like, I promise you, so much of what makes a solid person are super simple habits that like compound into like this bigger thing, right? So just the basic thing of like thinking to myself, you know, is what I'm about to do gonna harm somebody else much more than it's gonna help me, right? That simple thought. That's not even like the sexiest, cleanest, most high level version of that thought, but just that simple thought. The simple thing of like, I feel like we focus super hard as men on like being super duper strong or being super duper, you know, athletic or whatever, because we think that that's what women want. You know what I mean? Bro, just bathe. Like, dead ass, just bathe every day. Just brush your teeth every day. You know what I mean? Have a habit attached to doing simple like upkeep on your body. You know what I mean?